The sound of laughter from my own bedroom. That is how I discovered my wife was betraying me. I had been away for 3 months. I was working on a secret business deal in another country. Nobody knew. Not my wife. Not my family. I came home early to surprise her. But the surprise was for me. I opened the bedroom door. My wife, Laura, was in the arms of her ex-boyfriend, Marco. They were kissing on our bed. She looked up and saw me. Her face went white. She still thought I was the same poor man she married 10 years ago. She had no idea about the fortune I had built in secret. She had no idea that this entire mansion was now mine. The butler behind me dropped his keys. Nobody said a word. But my heart was already making a plan. How long had this been happening? And what would she say when she learned the truth? Let me tell you how this all started. 10 years ago, I was a simple man. I worked in a small shop in the city. I had no money. I had no family fortune. Laura was beautiful. She had long blonde hair and green eyes. She came from a rich family. Her father owned an estate in the countryside. Everyone told her not to marry me. They said I was a nobody. But Laura said she loved me. We got married in a small ceremony. Her father did not come. For the first few years, everything was good. I worked hard. Laura stayed at home. We lived in a small apartment. Then things started to change. Laura began to complain. She said our apartment was too small. She said I did not earn enough money. She compared me to other men. She said her friend's husband bought a new car. She said her sister's husband took her on holiday. I listened, but I did not argue. Behind the scenes, something else was happening. I had started a business with a friend. A technology company. It grew very fast. Within 5 years, I had a fortune worth millions. But I did not tell Laura. I wanted to see if she loved me for who I was. Not for money. So I pretended to be the same poor man. I kept our small apartment. I wore old clothes. Meanwhile, I bought this mansion secretly. The ballroom, the garden, the library, everything was perfect. I hired a butler. I was the real heir to a business empire. But Laura did not know. She started spending more time away from home. She said she was visiting friends. But sometimes she came home late. Her phone buzzed with messages she would not show me. I felt something was wrong. But I told myself to be patient. I would wait for the truth to come out. And tonight, it finally did. I stood in the doorway of my own mansion bedroom. Laura was crying. Marco was trying to put on his shirt. The chandelier above us cast a cold light on everything. I looked at Laura and said, "How long?" She did not answer. But I could see the answer in her eyes. This was not the first time. I felt my heart break into pieces. Then I heard footsteps behind me. The butler was waiting. He said, "Sir, shall I call the police?" Laura's face went even more pale. She looked around the room. She saw the paintings on the walls, the expensive furniture, the view from the window. She suddenly realized this was not our small apartment. "Where are we?" she whispered. But I did not answer her. Not yet. I turned and walked away. My plan was only just beginning. The next morning, Laura came to find me. She was in the library of the mansion. She looked confused and scared. "Hugo, please talk to me," she said. "I don't understand this place. How can you afford this?" I did not answer her question. Instead, I said, "I am having a party tonight. In the ballroom. You should come." Her eyes went wide. "A party? Hugo, we need to talk about what happened." "About Marco." "I can explain," but I raised my hand. "Tonight," I said. "Everything will be clear tonight." I left the library. I could feel her staring at my back. That evening, the ballroom was magnificent. The chandeliers were shining. There was music. There was food. I had invited many important people. Business partners. Investors. Even Laura's father, who had never accepted me. They all arrived in expensive cars. They all greeted me with respect. "Mr. Hugo, congratulations on the new deal," one man said. "Your company is now the biggest in the country," said another. Laura stood at the side of the ballroom. She was wearing a simple dress. She looked out of place. Her father walked past her without a word. He went straight to me. He shook my hand. "Hugo, I was wrong about you," he said loudly. "You are a true heir. A great man." The whole room heard. Laura's face went red. Then I walked to the center of the ballroom. The music stopped. Everyone looked at me. "I want to thank you all for coming," I said. "Tonight is special. I am revealing my true identity to everyone. I am the owner of this estate. This mansion. The fortune behind my company is over $200 million. Gasps filled the room. People started clapping. But Laura was shaking. She understood now. Every time she complained about money. Every time she called me a loser. Every time she said I was not good enough. I had a fortune the whole time. I had been testing her. And she had failed. There is one more thing, I said. I looked at Laura. I am filing for divorce. I have proof of your affair with Marco. My lawyers have everything. Laura's legs gave way. She fell to the floor. Marco was not there to help her. He had already run away when he learned who I really was. The guests whispered among themselves. Laura's father looked at his daughter with shame. He turned and left the ballroom without looking back. Laura was alone on the floor, crying. But I felt no satisfaction. Only emptiness. I had planned this revenge for months. Now it was done. But there was something else. Something I had not expected. A small voice from the doorway. Daddy? My daughter, Sophia, was standing there. She was 8 years old. She had seen everything. Sophia was standing at the door of the ballroom. Her small hand was holding the frame. Her eyes were full of tears. Daddy, why is Mommy crying? She asked. My heart stopped. I had forgotten about Sophia. In my plan for revenge, I had not thought about my daughter. I walked to her quickly. I knelt down. Sophia, everything is okay, I said. But she shook her head. No, it's not. I heard Mommy talking to Uncle Marco yesterday. She said she wanted to leave. She said she didn't love you anymore. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. Even my daughter knew. She said you were boring, Sophia continued. She said you didn't have money. But I told her she was wrong. I told her you were a good daddy. My eyes filled with tears. This little girl had tried to defend me. She had seen the truth that I tried so hard to hide. I picked Sophia up. I held her tight. You are very brave, I whispered. Then I carried her away from the ballroom. Away from the crowd. Away from her mother, who was still on the floor. I took Sophia to the garden outside. The night air was cool. Stars were above us. We sat on a stone bench near the fountain. Sophia, I need to tell you something, I said. I have a lot of money. This mansion is ours. But I kept it a secret from Mommy. I wanted to know if she really loved me. Sophia looked at me with her big brown eyes. Did she love you, Daddy? She asked. I shook my head. No, sweetheart. She did not. Sophia was quiet for a moment. Then she said, But I love you, Daddy. I always will." I held her even tighter. In that moment, I realized something important. Revenge had made me blind. I had spent months planning how to humiliate Laura, how to expose her in front of everyone. But I had not thought about my daughter's heart. I had not thought about the damage this night would cause her. The butler came outside. He said Laura had left the mansion. She had taken nothing with her. Her father had sent a car for her. She was going back to her family's old estate. The divorce papers would be ready in the morning. Everything I had planned was complete. But sitting there in the garden, holding my daughter, I did not feel like a winner. I felt like a man who had lost everything that mattered. Because the truth was, even after all the betrayal, part of me still loved Laura. And my daughter would grow up without her mother in this house. That was the real cost of my revenge. 1 year has passed since that night. A lot has changed. The divorce was final. Laura moved to another city. Sophia lives with me in the mansion. She is happy here. She has a big garden to play in. She has books in the library. The butler, Thomas, treats her like his own granddaughter. Sometimes Sophia asks about her mother. I always answer honestly. I say Mommy made some mistakes, but she still loves you. I do not speak badly about Laura. I learned that revenge does not heal a broken heart. It only makes more wounds. The real treasure was never my fortune. It was never the mansion or the estate. It was the love of my daughter. It was the truth that a child can see what adults choose to ignore. Sophia knew the truth before I did. She knew her mother was unhappy. She knew I was pretending. Children understand more than we think. My lesson to you is this. Do not wait for revenge to fix your pain. Focus on the people who truly love you. Protect them. Be honest with them. Because at the end of the day, money comes and goes. But the love of a child, that is the real fortune. And no one can ever take that away.